Hello there, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, where we are unravelling the unbroken thread. Lena has urged us to follow her. We are heading towards the heart of the Crystal Tower. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I will unlock the door within. The one disappointment that I had with the Crystal Tower raid was that it was just a series of staircases with platforms on. And I felt like it should and could have had so much more. So, one thing that I've liked about this expansion is getting to see a little bit more of the inside of the tower. And this very much intrigues me as well. Something I meant to do like 2 episodes ago. Is summon our wind-up Fran. The captain said to expect you. In we go. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to use that mirror. That portal.
I have unlocked the door to the Umbilicus. You are free to enter.
Thanks.
Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
Time for some lore. I strongly suspect there might be a holographic projector, maybe, of the Exarch. No, just a load of books. Umbilical cords, of course, join parent to child. Echo!
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee.
Oh, so Urianger knew it was Rak'Tika.
Thy true name is Rak'Tika, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. I
said that a couple of episodes ago, I think.
Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
So did Urianger see it, or is he simply recounting something that the Exarch has told him?
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly.
Backstory!
But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity.
Oh, so we're going to find out the future.
Perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures.
Oh?
It proposed a method by which one could enter the river of time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes, and thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice.
So it took a long time.
But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope! we are finished. Mankind is finished.
What is a man?
Others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved.
Blow wide the gates.
We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass.
And thus, time travel.
The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker,
Yeah?
me.
Which you'd know if you'd played through the Crystal Tower raid questline. Which I did recently, handily.
By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity.
They'd worked it all out.
This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
No doubt helped out by the defeat of Omega and its ability to hop between dimensions.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the source.
Uh-huh.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century.
But you had some benefits.
But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only woman who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous.
Yes.
Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity.
Yes.
Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou
So
hast
he
foreseen
knew,
this.
yeah.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask.
And yet that is what we do as the Warrior of Light. Except in the rare occasions where you play the Dark Knight storyline.
Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable.
Hope.
It was her. The Warrior of Light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, she would rise above. Where others would break and run, she would carry on. The Warrior of Light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow.
And yet,
In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally.
Doma.
In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were her deeds joyously retold.
Evansward.
For many, These stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights.
Don't know where that is. Looks like Yangsha.
And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light herself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. She was the lodestar that brought them all together to send their final message back through time and space to her.
They, of course, had to record all of these voice lines twice. They've tended to avoid doing this, using gender pronouns. For exactly that reason, because you have to record them twice. They've always used they.
Your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live.
Yes.
I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice?
Heh.
'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First.
Yeah, he is quite versed at deception, is Urianger.
Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world.
Yeah.
I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
Yes.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die.
In the void.
Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me.
And that's why Urianger says no.
In saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the calamity, and make of it a portent.
Ah.
A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
Yep.
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course.
Hero worship taken to the extreme. In a positive
I
way.
will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
And yet... Mind you, we can still go and get him back. The plan can still work. But we need to go and rescue him. Hello, Oddbert. There's a lot of...
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good.
Good point, well made.
Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case.
Thank you for that.
What do you mean to do?
Gotta go and rescue the Crystal Exarch. Rak'Tika. I mean to have a few words with both Emmett and the Exarch.
Then we should be on our way. Demajen mentioned the Tempest.
He did.
That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
Underwater zone. Underwater dungeon. So why is this place called the Umbilicus then? Is that the control node for the tower? Lena, did you find the answers you sought? If there is nothing more you need, I will go and lock the door. I have some questions about the Tempest. The Tempest? That is the name given to the seas by which Calusia is bound. If you make a request to the Tamers, they will provide you with an arrow to fly you over the waters, but... You mean to leave right this moment? Alone? I'm not sure... Nay, I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessings of the Shadow, and I shall await your safe return. The ammo launch, I'm assuming. This microphone is just at the right height to actually cover the recording time. There we go. So if you see me doing this... Oops. Probably helps if I click back onto the window as well. You require an arrow. Just a moment, and I shall saddle our swiftest beast to fly you to the island. The open water? To the depths of the Tempest? Our arrow can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor. Don't worry. I can extend my blessing to the mount. Yep. Uh-oh. Yeah, we need to get out of here.
Ah, we have found thee.
Damn it! I was hoping to escape Alphino.
Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste. Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Yeah, You lied to me.
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
Apologize for lying? Yeah.
I offer no excuses.
Nor did he the last time. Nor should he.
When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare.
You did what you thought was right.
It is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not?
Yep. That's why we were going to leave without you.
Forgive my deception. Or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time. I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
I'm not commanding you, Urianger. I will welcome you all. I forgive you. Let's go. Simple and straightforward.
I thank thee. Doubt not but that I will do all in my power to repay thy kindness and fulfill the Exarch's wishes.
I mentioned in a past video way back that I was really glad that Urianger was being given some character development, and let's be frank here. I've been really impressed with 99.9% of everything story-wise in this expansion. Character development especially. The only thing that's been a minor disappointment to me is the fact that he is still alive, because I feel like that's a missed opportunity to add some threat to the world. But I still like him as a character. Don't get me wrong. I just think in terms of storytelling, that was the perfect time to kill somebody. Bean, why so sad?
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianger. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again.
Well, best that it doesn't do it.
Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Reen.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Alizé, I think, still a little bit uppity about keeping us safe.
Alize, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Of course I know only too well.
She had exactly the same kind of crisis right at the end of Stormblood.
But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in her way now. Not after failing her in her hour of
She
need.
still feels like she failed us.
The least we can do is...
Oh. Give your sister a hug.
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Yeah, that's the way of the light. That's passivity.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue.
It may be a bad idea, but it's the only idea we have got.
Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
We do have, as people have said, an uncanny knack for finding exactly what we need.
Are we all in agreement then?
Steely resolve on her face.
Is there aught we can do to help?
Well. Oh, hi, friends.
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight.
I strongly suspect we are, yes.
And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
You told them?
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, Alphino.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland,
Literally.
I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive. And I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, 'twas clear it was no ordinary visitor.
I like the fact that they've got the gatekeep doing something.
That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
Me too! That's right!
Here, here. That sense of hope returning. Well, not necessarily
returning.
returning.
Understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us.
We're just trying to save our own planet.
But we are deeply grateful nonetheless.
Well, no, not
so
just.
If there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where they're not so many. But come, they are waiting. What is your will, O warrior?
Don't give me a
of
choice.
darkness?
Defend the Crystarium until we return. Leave it to us. We'll see the Exarch home safe and sound. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Yeah. Defend the Crystarium. There are still Sin Eaters around. Okay, Uri Angers. If the Warden's ether overwhelms you again, you will become a Sin Eater, so save your strength for when it matters. Just so you know, I will not look kindly on any further attempts to leave us behind. I once said that I wanted to fight for Justinian, that I wanted to save him, not let him be sacrificed for a cause, and now I say the same to you. Right. No. Thou didst plan to commandeer an ammo for thy journey to the open sea? I fear the following dive down into MSQ's underwater abode would drain even thy legendary stamina. Thus, during the convalescence, we consider the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we have arrived at an elegant solution. Yet ere we discuss this step, I suggest thou dost conclude such pressing business as remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closeth above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Thine affairs are in order? Then I shall unfold to thee my proposal. Our destination is the ocean floor, yet our goal is not simply to arrive there. Nay, we must needs have the means to breathe and fight freely. Thus would I petition the aid of one of the Fae, a being with whom I have yet to meet face to face. Rather than waste words on explanation, I bid thee follow me unto the hamlet of Sullen, which lieth to the south and west. All will become abundantly clear, I promise thee. Okay. Ah, yes. We flew over that. It's a series of little huts. That we've got. We still don't have. Oops. I still don't have the movement speed increase in Lakeland. Because I could fly here so early, I never bothered to go and get it. I need to do 3 more fates. Yeah, so there's that island over there, which we saw and thought... Actually, we saw it in the dark, because we'd returned the darkness by that point. It looks very different in the light. Iguana! Bum, 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 bum. The Thirstless Shore. So yes, this is Sullen. Always been a quest giver here. I don't think these were here the last time I came over. Just seeing if they've got any quests, any rewards. Probably not. Because these would be... we've got no reason to come here until 79, really. But maybe there are some quests. Maybe there is a reason to come here earlier. Dadfoot? Got some dye. There to the west, canst thou discern the hump of an isle rising above the water? Yes, it looks very out of place. That foliage-covered mass hideth the key to our safe descent. Swim close and plunge thee beneath the surface. Thou shalt soon divine the reason for mine insistence. Though it may be much to my shame, I can but flail and flounder where thou mayest glide as a fish. I shall board a boat to the island and spare one and all the spectacle of mine inept strokes. Investigate suspect rock formations. In fact, we've not been swimming here. Because the only time we came over here was when we were doing the Amaro quest. Down I go. Bloop, 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 bloop. Right. Aha. The Isle of Ken. Not to be confused with the Isle of Ryu. I probably made that joke the first time. Can't remember. It's a while back now. 20 episodes or so. Though it appears solid enough, the rock yields slightly under your touch. Was the surface gently shifting, or was it just your imagination? Is this a turtle? This is a turtle, isn't it? This is a massive ass turtle. Yep, that's a face. Two curved slabs of rock seem squeezed together here, giving the impression of giant stone islands. Let's just... Yeah, it's... Actually, no, it's a giant whale. Can I have him as a mount? So it is a whale that has been slumbering for some time. Well, what hast thou discerned? It reminds me of a certain primal. Most perceptive. According to the law of the Pixies, we are even now perched upon the back of an ancient Fey entity. Its name is Bismarck. Aye, the self-same title by which we know the great feathered whale revered by the Vanu Vanu of the Source. I would enlist its aid to bear us unto the deep, and thence banish the water with an airy sphere, alike in form to the domes which do shelter the hamlets near the Ruby Sea. Within its compass we may move unencumbered and defend ourselves with the hour of battle cometh, as it most surely shall. Now I must needs ask for silence whilst I make my supplication. We're going to an underwater zone! So like Azizlar was up in the air, we're going to go down, down, deeper and down.
Wir Sach, Bilan Bismail.
I wonder what language they've used for the Fae. Yes. We need a favour.
Fallen Silor Wislan. Ada si Alinal.
Van Urs Atslir. Onfod Thim. Iri Guath.
That's what we're trying to do.
Oh dear. I don't need to speak Fae to know that didn't go well.
Ba, 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 ba. We've actually remembered to call her.
Oh, my Snayak! You've learned to call me at last!
Snack! She is such a snack.
And where do you go? On a trip? A journey? I knew you wouldn't give up without a fight.
That is what we do.
Oh, my precious mortal, I shall help you in any way I can.
We need a little persuasion. I got this.
Gers Bismail win picked. Van Dromi Drom Yakum. Van Red Rithyer.
What a rare thing to awaken to. My beautiful king, if it be thy wish, then so shall it be done.
Be sure to scrub this one's teeth for him upon your return. He's only got manners.
What?
It will be done, Your Majesty. Our deepest thanks for your timely intervention.
An agreement is reached and your departure is at hand. You wingless ones best hold on tight.
Yes. I suspect he can move a lot faster.
May the blessings of the Fae keep you safe, Inba.
Inba. To the western sea we go, Wrapped in my breath, I will see you to your destination, little neighbors. Oops. Yeah, see, having only seen the Isle of Ken previously in the dark, I would never have guessed. I knew it was something important. Oh! That looks really cool, though. It's a windfish. And, yeah, in other games, this would be absurd. In Final Fantasy, part of the course, really.
And just like that, it's all gone back to the way it was.
About that.
What was you expecting? 100 years of honey and rainbows? Seeing them Yulmore types wake up and smell the ashes was miracle enough for me.
Uh-huh.
Ah, but the magic in the air when that ladder started moving. And when that great hulking Talos rose up. Gods.
Now about the flown whale.
1,000 years and never behold anything so amazing.
What the? Do you see that?
Down we go. Sploosh! They actually animated water physics as well.
Where did it even come from?
The sky.
Whoa there! It's not stopping.
Run away!
Run! Run!
Comedy. A little bit of levity goes a long way in a Final Fantasy game, especially one that's had so many dark themes as this expansion has done so far. I have fulfilled my duty. I return now to the lake. I have not flown in an age. It was pleasant. May your journey be a safe one, little neighbors. Whoa. So, what are they going to do? What are they going to have done? And how interesting that it's come out at the same point as 8.2 for World of Warcraft, which is also in a underwater zone that's no longer underwater.
Wow.
The breath of Bismarck. See how it swells to form a dome beneath the waves? The waters recede. The Tempest's floor is laid bare.
And what are we doing here?
In defiance of the blinding sky, this place holds fast to its gloom. The last refuge of he who denies the light with every fiber of his being.
Skulking.
You stand at the precipice, hero. Journey unto the heart of darkness. Finish it.
Finish him. The Tempest. Northrant. So it's going to be an actual zone. Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. Why is there an aetheryte down here? Ha ha! Full glad am I that Bismarck was true to his word. We are arrived in the Tempest safe and dry. 'Tis here that we shall find the lair of Emet-Selch and, I believe, the imprisoned Exarch as well. For an Ascian alone, it is of course a trifling matter to flee unto the rift. Yet I suspect such travel is nigh impossible with a mortal in one's custody. Nay, he would not soon risk his prize when the Exarch's very body serveth as the key to the Crystal Tower and its powers of temporal transportation. Thus am I all but certain this underwater realm harboureth our friend and enemy both. We have but to find them. Oysters on the half shell. In the event that you leave the area, speak with Innerwill at Venomant Yards in Calusia to return to the Tempest. It's a little bit of a smaller zone, I think, by the look of it. Only what? The Caliban Gorge. Let's keep on going. Now, as for where we should be looking, I rather doubt Emet-Selch will be sitting around out in the open. I propose we follow the slope down toward the deeper trenches and keep an eye out for rock formations large enough to house a stronghold. Let's be off then, but watch your footing. The ground is still wet and like to be slippery. Yes, I want to see why there isn't aetheryte down here. Deep sea leeches. Underwater enemies. Crabs. Snaily things. Sea gelatins. Need to kill some of those. In fact, you only needed to kill one. Got some anglerfish things. Nothing out of the ordinary. That looks oddly suspicious. Like the former bastion of something. It's weird. It's Dargons. Oh! Tentacular. Where am I going? This way. Tempest Swallow. Ah, up there. Ondo Youth. Hello. It's a fish man. Oh, it's a Sahagin. Of course, we found out about these much earlier, didn't we? With the merchant trading. I've completely forgotten about them. But there's an aetheryte here. Yeah, we got told about the Sahagin. They've got a really cool aetheryte. Nice. Right, and we're going to leave that there because we've got a brand new zone under freaking water. We've got some Sahagin who are going to be our allies for a bit. We've got about half a level to go until we hit level 80. We've got a good chunk of story left to do. And all in all, I am really, really enjoying this. And I'd play some more if I wasn't feeling like absolute crap. So I'm going to leave it there for today. And tomorrow I will get to come back and I finish my contract with the school that I'm currently working at tomorrow. So I will be free for the summer, and I can just come and absorb the rest of this story and almost certainly end up making some kind of compilation of my thoughts, because I've realised as I'm going through and editing the massive amounts of footage that I've now got, that there are several episodes where I'm literally just talking and speculating for most of it. And very few games get me to do things like that. And this is an MMO, a genre not known for its impressive storytelling. I tell you folks, this is impressive storytelling. And I'll catch you tomorrow for some more impressive storytelling. Cheerio. Lally-ho!
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. Remember to ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.